talk about that picture of Hecklin? Because that is everything.
Wait, are we talking about at the rewards, Lord, at the awards? Looking like a hostage.
And the Love is Louder. Yeah.
Looking like a hostage.
Why did he bring back that shirt?
Evidently, that's like the very first shirt. And I was like, that means that it's the only one he could find. looking like sons
Maybe
of...
you thought that it was in a... Wait, that happened tonight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they film it in advance, though?
No.
No, they filmed it tonight.
Oh, they filmed it tonight. Okay, I was going to say, maybe he thought it was, like, appropriate for, like, things that are happening, and I was just going to be like, no.
Because, you know what's funny, is because it was black, and it was a black hand. And I said, is Tyler Hecklin wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt? And then I was like, of course he's not. Of freaking course he's not. Jesus.
Yeah,
But you know he don't own anything like that, but he picked it up and was like, yeah, close enough.
No, I don't, yeah.
He's owned that shirt forever. There's from like Ryler season 1.
Well, people said that was the first one that he had ever worn. Like, the first time that he had been out with snow, that's the shirt that he wore. And I was like, it's an ugly shirt then, and it's an ugly shirt now.
Was that the one that he wore in the... There's a specific photo where he has that, and I can't remember... That wasn't the Stare at Cookies one, right?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Ew, did Bella and Posey take a photo together? Of course, to prove
that it to you.
To prove that they're
so awkward.
Besties. Jesus, I can't.
You look so uncomfortable.
I can't deal with any of this. All right, I'm about to put on that we're live. Hey, y'all. Here we go. My God. And then that hand, so the style that they have is fine. It's just a hand, but it's with the lightning. It's so reminiscent. There's something within Indian culture, and it's called, I can't remember what it's called though, but it's kind of that palm thing. And every time I see it, I think of them, and then I'm just like, ugh, why Love is Louder? Why do you still exist? I hate you so bad. We're on live. Ask.
It's probably just a shell company.
Oh,
like,
you know
it.
That's what
Brittany Snow funnels all her money through.
Well, I mean, they use the money for parties, so
it's a fundraiser to hold fundraisers, and that's all it's ever been. And I'm just like, nobody just.
You did a birthday party one year.
Yeah. Oh, I still remember. I still have the picture. One of my favorite pictures of Hecklin ever is when he was signing at Chaz Dean's birthday party, and he was signing that poster, and it was like 5 reasons that love is louder, or 5 ways, and then someone was like, to shampoo my hair, or something like that. Like, it was so. There were all these extra, right? And he was just sitting there smiling with his deep V. And I was just like, I can't deal with this show. His eyes. Hex looks juicy. Ooh, girl, that is all you. He looked like Sons of Anarchy, but like the gay ones that do charity bike rides. And I'm like, all that free kills. Never mind. I'm going to leave that alone. But, hi, Dan.
Hello. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
Oh, you all right?
Yeah, Sam.
We were like, where's Dan gone?
You said you were setting up. I didn't realize it was going to be like 2 seconds later.
Oh, well, I was just getting you at it. We weren't live yet, so you're fine. Heck, looks like he's torn between don't touch me and wanting to hit him for real. Someone sent, hey, Juicer. And not talking about y'all hoes. I'm sorry, I gotta let this out right now. And Amanda, you're included in this too, but you're really not. But still, y'all excitable people that keep sending me asks to my inbox talking about, I checked the flights from, I think she's going to be there tonight and blah, blah, blah. No, that's
I
not
just said it was possible if it was a direct flight. I didn't know there were none. So.
It's still not possible. He's not going to fly that girl in to go to some janky Teen Choice Award.
That boy showed up in Africa after he had been spotted, quote unquote, in San Diego. But you never know.
But he showed up in Africa during SDCC. There was a reason. Homie was hiding. There ain't no reason to bring this hoe out. And then everyone was like, he's going to be there for Supergirl. And I was like, this is their last season. You know he's not there for Supergirl. He is there for him, some Teen Wolf, to tout them out. And someone else was like, oh, they won an award. And I was like, of course they won that award. Like, they're not going to bring out Hecklin and Posey. Yeah, they won Choice Summer Show.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that was the one they were presenting and Riverdale won.
They were presenting Choice Teen Drama. Because just like the Icon Awards at the Fandom U Awards, they had to make up a category for Teen Wolf to win. Choice Summer Show. How dare they? Alright, come on. Yes, and Dylan not tweeting is fantastic. Hey, Momo. Gil made it. Momo's in the chat, y'all. Say hello.
Hey, Momo. Are you still alive?
Yes. She was live tweeting tonight. Oh, here we go. Somewhere. The cast talks about Tyler Posey's directing skills in tonight's After show. I did not realize the After show was still a thing, but evidently they got him to come back.
What kind of weird streaming, hidden secret service web is going on?
It's dark web. It's dark web and it's operated on Bitcoins. That's the only way.
They would try it.
You know they would. You know they would. All right, we need to get started. Welcome, everybody. Beacon Hills After Dark. I, of course, am Sticky Keys. To my left, with the trademark sigh, is my involuntary permanent co-host, Ethan. Say hi, Ethan.
Hi. It was like my internet didn't want me to have this podcast happen.
Exactly. It's Tyler Posey. That I'm telling you. Ethereum. Ethereum? What's Ethereum?
Oh, girl. It's the new Bitcoin.
I ain't got time for that. See, Bitcoin already made me mad.
This app cannot get a new graphics card because the prices are inflated.
Yeah.
People are buying up these graphics cards to these computers because they were wicked cheap. And people are mining Ethereum like they mined Bitcoin.
Oh my God.
And it's done through like an application. And it's jacked the prices up by like 50%. So, like, a graphics card that would usually be, like, fairly cheap is actually really expensive right now.
That's ridiculous. And I actually know some of what that means because my job, we order all that crap all the time. But, messy.
Isn't Ethereum that made-up thing from Avatar?
Right?
Unobtainium?
Unobtainium! I remember when I first heard, I was watching Avatar. And they said the word unobtainium, and I shut off the TV. I was like, I can't.
It was like a placeholder in the script that they just never got back to.
And they're like, we'll come back. It's like, can't get it, tonium. Don't have it, anium.
That's also what it's called on TV tropes, and I don't know which one's called first. Like, which one was named first. Like, very, like, strange, mysterious substance that can do crazy things, like the trope. Like, the name was called unobtainium, and they took it from that, or vice versa.
They were like, we'll just call it MacGuffin.
Right? All right, to Ethan's left, the other voice you hear that we love so much. He's rocking it today. Got the little stubble on, doing the beard right. We could teach Hecklin and Posey some things, because, woo, the facial hair was rough on them. Is Dan. Say hi, Dan.
Hi, everyone. I think Hecklin's beard looks nice.
It looks nicer. It looks nicer because he has it trimmed. He has a little bit of the lightning streaks through it, and then
it looks soft.
The top was trimmed too, and so I was happy with that. Yeah, we'll talk about his other beard later. What what was funny? They had pictures at their other new family dinner night. He was cheesing. And I was like, why do you always look so happy when you don't have a fake girl around you?
He was drunk.
But he was drunk last time.
Well.
Well, 2 Dans left. Back, oh Lord, she was keeping me up to date with all these pictures. And I was like, girl, I cannot take. But she was on top of it, and hopefully she will explain the first 10 minutes of this because I completely missed it. It's Amanda. Say hi, Amanda.
Hi, everybody.
Yay. Welcome. Yeah. And Teen Wolf does this. I say, okay, they had a commercial. I don't even know what the commercial was for because it always came after the Slim Jim commercial. But I know the Kit Kat commercial, but it wasn't for Kit Kat. It was just like a short little thing. So I want to say it was probably for like Jolly Rancher because the tagline was keep on sucking. And so every break, like 3 times I hear keep on sucking. And I'm like, Teen Wolf, Teen Wolf, Teen Wolf. But the problem with Teen Wolf is that I'm like, okay, I tell you I'm not going to watch anymore. Then I say, okay, I'll watch for the hysteric of it all and we'll see what happens. Then I say, ooh, I'm going to watch because you guys suck so badly and I know that you're going to suck. And then they don't even suck that badly. It's just boring. It's just like this isn't even fun to like make fun.
It was flat.
It was so flat. And I'm like, Posey, you had 6 other directors on set for this? And then they were like, oh, the final shot, it was so cinematic and it reminded me of Spielberg. Were they talking about when they were out in the street and all those cars randomly pulled over?
Was there some significance to Muse Avenue? And
I wondered about that too.
why was it so
prominent?
Framed that, prominent.
And I don't know if he thought he was being so clever. Oh, it says Muse. And she's like his muse. But I'm like, she's not really his muse. It's like Apprentice. So it should have been like Apprentice Avenue or like Geppetto Avenue or something. Yeah, there's...
Why couldn't they kill her too? Okay, we'll get to
it. They needed to kill her. My God.
Yeah.
Talk about... Now,
annoying question after annoying question, nonstop.
Now,
director's daughter.
There are 6 things that oh, Jesus. 1, people who can't act is an issue. People who can't act. Literally everybody on this show at this point.
Yeah.
The only people who gave a semi-good performance were maybe Melissa and Argent. I'm still not feeling their thing, but at least they weren't terrible.
It made me really uncomfortable. It feels so forced.
It's forced. What's forced about it is that in a normal circumstances, neither 2 of these people would be that awkward.
Exactly. They're written like weird teenagers.
They're written like...
That's what I was going to say. It's like an awkward teenage romance. Like, I wanted to call. Did you want to call? You should have called.
Exactly. Oh, that's good news to hear.
Not cute.
Oh, that's really good news to hear. Like, girl, just go and kiss him. And the whole time I was like, Melissa, he's gay. Leave him alone. But I'm just like, there's just...
You're grown adults. How can you not do this? You're both married. You have teenage children. Like...
Now, first of all, where did the thing that she was trying to get a biopsy of come from?
That was the thing that was in the locker room, like, with Liam and Mason and Corey, that, like, none of them spotted. Okay. Even though it was behind them and, like, bloody for 15 minutes.
And since when is Melissa doing biopsies? Like, when have we seen her be this scientific genius?
She's just, like, in charge of the morgue now. Well, she's like her area.
Like, half the last time I saw you, you were admin. You know, it's like you took.
Well, wasn't Natalie a substitute, and now she's the principal?
Yeah.
Does anything make sense in this show?
Oh God, no.
I think Melissa is she's the one supplying everybody at the hospital with their cocaine, so she's got the dirt on all of them, so she can just do whatever she wants.
She can do what she wants. Yeah. I feel you. Oh man. So then. Okay, so acting is an issue. And Posey put up this whole thing. In fact, I'm going to see if I can find it. It was really kind of sad. But this is Posey's MO. And I wish that it would stop working.
The terrible directing thing?
No. He does this thing. I wish it would stop working so that he would stop doing it. This passive-aggressive need for validation, but he doesn't want to ask you outright.
When he said he was like a terrible director.
Well, he's like, he doesn't want to ask you outright for validation.
Compliment.
And so we get this thing. There's this picture of him, and he's talking with Freud, and they're in the library. He's grabbing Schnabel's hand, and I guess showing something to at eye level because they're both so short. Oh my God. Posey he probably didn't have to wear any lifts because anytime he was with Malia, they weren't really ever in the same shot standing up together.
He was all hunched.
He probably did that intentionally, which actually makes me laugh. He might be a good director now. He was like, y'all ain't gonna see all 5'8" inches of this. He said
6 years of being injured in the show. And he's not one lick better. It was rough. Pathetic.
So in this thing, he says,
the grunting he was doing.
Oh God, he does that every single time. It's just ugh. But he says, little behind the scenes action of the episode I directed, holding hands with my favorite bones, Tyler Schnabel, while simultaneously probably giving bad direction to Freud. But Freud killed it this episode regardless of my bad direction.
No.
And I'm just like, yeah. Well, no, he didn't. At one point, they said, she was like, he wasn't testing us. Or he was trying to out you. He was testing you. And then Mason was like, oh, then you definitely failed. And I was like, but he outed you, so you didn't fail. You passed splendidly. You know, if it comes to outing. And I said, that is the exact kind of thing that Posey is doing. Like, oh, he killed it even with my bad direction. No, he didn't kill it because he's awful. And you still probably gave really bad direction. And I like Freud. I actually didn't mind his performance. I find Freud gives really good crazy eyes.
Yeah.
The problem...
That's true.
Yeah, the problem has to do with the theme of this season. It's too little too late. And if you're going to deal with this thing like, oh, now everybody's scared of the pack, it's been years that everybody in this town has known about the pack. Why would they suddenly be like... And so then the whole thing is like, okay, well then there is... And again, we're dealing with this Teen Wolf thing. We are 3 episodes in and we don't know who the villain is. We have, for the season-long arc, we have the Huntress, but she's not the main one. She's just kind of, trying to catch werewolves. We have Gerard, which it still bugs me that they just completely counted him out. And now they're surprised that... And okay, let's just talk about it now. Otherwise I'll forget. The trap. That was in the thing. They're like, how did we not see the trap? And he was like, it's new. How did they have time to set it? And they're like, oh, well, it's not new. And she's like, we're in these tunnels all the time. And he was like, no. someone said it a long time ago, someone who knows us better than we know ourselves. No. You guys have run through these tunnels a million times.
It just has been there, but hasn't been active. Like, I can't, like, of all the things, I can give that a pass.
No,
like,
I'm not giving it a pass.
That was in this episode.
The entire school. They took the entire school into the sewers to Argent's bunker. You're telling me no child in the history of ever has tripped this trap? Has gone down this particular
trap? Everyone down there.
Wait, everyone's talking. Say your thing again, Amanda.
No, I was saying last season, 6A, they had, like, everyone down there. And you're trying to say someone didn't find it or trip over it. So it either wasn't there or, like, I don't know.
And then it's like, okay, again, and I think Scott has gotten gutted every season since 3B, hasn't he? No, 3A. Yeah, it's
just... It should be more satisfying, but he's just so bad at it.
And I had done so well forgetting that Malia could take pain. And then, oh God, I even wrote this down in my tweet.
But it's their love.
You guys.
This is so gross.
You guys. First of all, say Styles more, and then stop saying Styles. He is not here anymore. He does not love you. Leave him alone. And then she's like, I think Styles would be fine with us. Why? Why do you think that? And
why is that the time to have that conversation?
And why does she take that? Like, oh, really? Why? Yeah, like, why is she just like, okay, well, I don't really know what we're talking about. Like, ugh. And not that I want to give any credence to Stalia at all, but it is cold-blooded the way that they did it. I mean, I'm not mad, but it does make me laugh. Momo called Lydia the new Matthew McConaughey because Lydia was like, oh my God, they're scared of us. And I was like, oh, you don't go here. This is not your school. You graduated. Leave. Go home.
I need to just, you guys have probably already talked about this at some point.
Oh, no.
Holland simultaneously looks really good and really bad.
Yes.
Like, what's going on? Like, she looks good, but it's not like herself. She looks like Kate Mara. It's...
Yes. Oh, my God.
I don't know what's going on.
It's just these angles. And it's...
I think you can sense that her soul has just left the building.
And I think that's, honestly, I think that's exactly what it is. Because there are times where she's, like, giving a line... Because you look at season 1, 2, Holland... Exactly, and it's just dead behind the eyes, and she's just phoning it in. And I think even Jeff evidently said that he had to write an additional scene for this. Do we know where that came from, Amanda?
That was from Paul.
Yes, that's right.
He said, hold on, let me find it.
Yeah. Which doesn't make sense because he didn't write this episode. So I was like, what scene are you adding? A. And then B. Okay. But why was this episode so long? There was something specifically I was going to say and I completely, just like this show, I completely forgot what it was. There's so much wrong with whatever is going on, and it's just so disjointed. Brett and old girl were having a conversation. She said, I'm the reason that Brett plays lacrosse, or... Yeah, I'm the reason Brett plays lacrosse. He knew... I didn't have any friends at my old school. So my brother practiced all summer to play lacrosse and get a scholarship into Davenport and said, I'm not coming unless she comes too. And I was like, that's not how schools work. It's not how schools work.
They would have just given the scholarship to someone else who didn't demand that they take his sister as well.
It'd be like, fine, we'll get somebody who doesn't have a ragamuffin sister.
They wouldn't have given him anything because they don't have parents. They don't have any guardians. I doubt they have ID. And I'm just like, and I was listening and she was like, yeah. So I said, girl, do you have friends at your new school? And are you running around like, is the reason you're searching for Brett because he's the reason that you have friends? And it doesn't seem like you have friends because you're never at your own school. So I'm just like, what is this all about? What is happening? Oh yeah, Lydia's face. Lydia's face, and you know what? I applaud Melissa for not doing the Botox thing, but she just, I don't know if it's sun. I don't know if it's just that she's so skinny. And I'm just going to leave it there.
Look, there's nothing wrong with if you get some preventive Botox. Put on some sunscreen, kids, okay?
And Brett, and quit calling him Brent, Momo. It is Brett. But the thing that cracked me up is that the girl, she kept pronouncing it Brit. Like Brittany, and I was like, "But you are not from New Zealand."
Bad touch.
Yeah, I was like, "You are not."
Bad touch.
The bad touch. What happened to the bad touch?
Sticky, remember before Liam's anger issue came to light, you were sure he got bad touch?
Oh
yeah. I do not remember that.
Oh, the whole car thing.
Yes, with that car. Oh my god. Liam and his rage issues. One of the weirdest plots ever on this hot mess. Let's see. Oh.
So the whole premise of the scene, not that I would know because I fell asleep 5 minutes into this episode. Literally, and I woke up, and it was like 7:40 or whatever.
Right.
I was like, oh, shit, still on.
It was still on. Why was it so long?
No.
It's like the longest episode. Oh my god.
But, did it clock in at like 41:30?
Oh, I just meant it felt really long.
Yeah, it felt very long. And the funny...
So the premise... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, what I had been reading was like, oh, something came back from the upside down or whatever. Isn't that basically the Nikitsune storyline?
So here's where we have another problem, and this is what I had started to touch on. Y'all don't see me, but I'm here downing shots as we're talking. I have these twisted shots and they're peaches.
It's okay. You have the support of your friends and family. You don't need to do that.
I gotta do it because Jeff is playing games and we gotta call him out. So, okay. We have this theme of fear. Again, we're 3 episodes in. We have Halewind, no mention of him. He started as an antagonist. He may be a protagonist. He just might, be unaware, whatever. This is also one of the time we were juggling about 3 different points. And with Teen Wolf, they like to do 5 or more. So they definitely pared it down for Posey, which I think did contribute to the pacing, because Teen Wolf loves to jump back and forth. And really, we had the school this time, we had the sewers, and then we had, I was about to say Gerard and Morel. Gerard and Forel, that's what we'll call her. Because I'm like, girl, who are you? And why are you here? And so again, we have these fake villains with no motives. Are motives that we don't know yet. And then there's this overall big bad that by the 3rd episode has still not been revealed. And so we don't have anything to hang on to because we don't know what's going to carry over. It's like, okay, Forel comes into town and she's like, werewolves, supernaturals are bad. I want to hunt supernaturals. Okay, she's a baddie. She wants to hunt supernaturals. We don't know.
Is she an Argent?
She's not an Argent. She's getting trained.
Okay.
Yeah, she's getting trained by them, as far as I know. And so we don't know her motives, so we don't know where to put her. We don't know if she's balancing to the mean. She seems to be very green. And I'm like, how did you even find out about the supernatural? And why would you make it your individual mission to try and hunt them?
She just got divorced. She's starting over in life.
She was like, Zumba is not... She said, Zumba is not cutting it anymore. I need some excitement in my life. But that's the thing about it is that I'm like, okay, so are we to presume that you came to Beacon Hills knowing that it was a supernatural beacon, or were you there and you're like, oh, werewolves, let me start hunting, just that weirdness. Same thing with Halen. Okay, he came to lock up the thing and it's not you, but something got out. Okay, so now we know something is out, and it could deal with spiders. It could deal with Theo. It could deal with, whatever. But whatever it is it's causing fear. And fear is the best way to build an army. But no, fear is the best way to build a mob. And mobs are uncontrollable. And so I'm just like, and Gerard, if he's so smart and so all-knowing, he should know this. And there's just this weird disconnect, and especially this thing of him being like, I've been setting this up for years and years, just makes Scott an even crappier alpha that he didn't kill him when he had the chance. And so, yeah, it's so ineffectual.
Momo, it cannot, no.
What did Momo say?
I could not handle it being a Boyd tie-in.
They better never mention him.
So rude!
They better never mention him.
Which means they'll do it.
Which means, exactly, they'll do it just to piss us off. What was I going to say? Oh, so, you guys making it seem like, because I didn't watch it.
I want to say because Ethan did not watch.
However, the gay couple that I'm staying with has a Roku box and an Echo Dot. And I know how to operate none of it. I feel like a new technology. So, and I was like, but I don't have cable, so I can't watch it.
Right.
Oh,
shucks.
I was like, hashtag convenient.
I was going to anyway. However, you guys are making it seem sort of like it's and this happens with a lot of shows. Once they sort of get going, they just have way too many plots going on, and like you said, they jump back and forth between all of these characters. And I was just thinking back to the way that they blocked season 1 and season 2. It was not like that at all.
Right. The pacing,
the way that it was done, it was just you just followed mainly Scott and Styles, occasionally other characters, and the plots were simple, they weren't convoluted, and there weren't a million other characters.
This was another thing, and Amanda, if you know anything about this, let me know. He said at one point, I've been doing this for the past 3 months. I think I know how to... Liam was talking to Malia. Malia's like, we shouldn't split up. And he was like, let's split up. It's only a couple hundreds. He's like, I've been doing fine for the past 3 months. Where was she?
Yeah, I don't know. I think... I don't really know what he was talking about. I think maybe because he's trying to, be the leader without Scott.
Exactly. So I'm like,
y'all are doing.
So then why are you here? Who invited you? I understand that Scott and Lydia went back. I guess Scott just wanted some tail, and Lydia was like, I guess I'll help Scott get some tail. But I'm just like, it's so weird. Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know. That just seems so weird to me that he was like, I'm like, all summer long, he was just on his own, which is something that Scott would do.
Well, I mean, they made Pack and Pack 2.0 pretty separate for the past, how many seasons?
Yeah.
They've been, not working together at all. So I guess that kind of makes sense.
Another thing.
So Wolf way.
Now, the one part that I did like, and so this is from Marty's recap. The boy the red shirt at the top of the episode, he's the one that got the spiders in his mask.
Yeah.
And so we are to assume that was some sort of crazy hallucination. I'm wondering if he's not going to end up being the big bad, because he went to Froy and was like, isn't that weird? You noticed that, right? How he just pops up out of nowhere. And I did laugh at that, because I was like, thank you. Because Corey has no chill when it comes to revealing himself.
No. Yeah, like either he was actually killed and now he's like not really himself. He's like the evil thing.
Right.
Because that's what it seems like. It was him like trying to incite Froy's character to stab Corey.
Which was fantastic. I did laugh at that. I was like, haha. Because, I mean, yeah. And he didn't even try to like, y'all should have seen this coming. Like, why would you ever let this kid even near you? He's clearly cray. But,
so wait, is Froy a werewolf?
No. Well, not yet. Not that we can see. No. He looks to be human, and he looks to be scared of werewolf, even though he was testing to out them, but I don't know why.
Okay.
But so the pack has already saved all these people and, like, you know, brought them in the little underground railroad at the literal one at the school where the
oh my god
were,
well the only
and
thing
all this stuff, and now they're going to turn on, like, what kind of ungrateful bullshit is that?
The only thing I can think of, and I wish that this is what they would have done, and I wish that they would hammer home that this is what they're doing. What they need to know is why wouldn't they say that the ghostwriters wiped their memory of these kids? Like, before they left, they wiped their memory. Because that would be such an easy giveaway for them. Because it makes no sense for them to be like, well, now we're scared of you. And I'm like, Scott turned into
it. They didn't think of it. They're just not smart enough to think about it.
Well, that's what I was going to say. They filmed these episodes so fast. Someone saw in the last episode that Ryan Kelly had an earpiece in. And someone was like, oh, wouldn't that be funny if they were feeding him his lines? And I said, that's probably exactly what they were doing. We know that's what they did for Dylan. That one, like... Oh, wait.
Go ahead.
Say that again, Amanda. You broke up a little.
What were you... no, I was just saying, Holland even admitted in that, like, the 3 things she's going to miss about Teen Wolf, that, like, they get their scripts sometimes, like, the day of filming.
Right.
Which is ridiculous. Because she's talking about how, like, unprepared they are because they get the script and have to film, like, that day.
Yeah.
So we know they don't. Yeah.
And so, and especially with as little as they had Dylan Hecklin, I guarantee you that there was someone with a cue card that the cue card simply said "without us," and it was for Hecklin, and that's why he looked into the camera. He was like, "Did I get it? Did I get? Okay, moving on. Check the gate."
That's it. We're done.
Yeah, messy. There was something else. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I don't know where this is going, and I just don't care. I think the next one we're going to watch is 6/17 for Colton, and that's a big...
So we got a couple weeks reprieve.
Yeah, because, this calendar is actually kind of weird because they're doubling up. I was going to give Lyndon some love, and then I was just like, I don't care anymore.
Oh, the first thing I caught was they were playing Mortal Kombat 2, it looked like.
Where?
Page 1.
Where?
Oh, is that what that was?
Mm-hmm.
Who was playing that?
It was Liam and Mason.
Okay.
It was either a few minutes in because I didn't even start it right on time, or when I woke up from my little nap.
At the beginning, so before you fell asleep.
One thing I couldn't deal with is I couldn't even make fun of him real good for for being like a bad director because I just wasn't watching. Like I was on the computer, I was doing Twitter, I was doing all this other stuff. I was like, it's so dark, I can't see anyway. And then the stuff I can see is Shelley's face, and I don't want to see that. Or Posey trying to act, or that blonde girl. And so I'm just like, nah. Ugh.
I feel like there's a lot of shots, like, from down low and, like, from up high. Like, there were...
That's another thing we're going to talk about. Yes, thank you for saying that.
An amateur move.
Ethan.
Yeah, they started one, like, after the commercial break, shooting, like, moving across the top of the tunnel and then, like, hand down to Shelley.
Swooping down.
And Posey.
We're going to talk about that. Ethan, what were you going to say? Oh, wait.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Sorry.
So did anyone clock the angle? The special angle? What was
I was
it?
trying to figure it out, and I had no clue what it was.
Was it the shot when they returned to them in the library, in the Hailberry?
Well, no,
what
it
was
was
special about that.
It was
No,
supposed
it's
to be
the one in the courtyard.
in the library courtyard. So I think it was the one where Corey, Mason, and Lydia were standing there and everybody was looking at them. I think there was an angle there that was the right angle.
There was like nothing special about anything in that shot.
Exactly.
It was, because I even was actually watching when they were in the courtyard to try and see what this special angle was, and there was nothing.
And I was like,
It was just like the regular shot.
the angle it was supposed to be shot from that Jeff didn't tell anyone about. He just wanted to see who would notice. What was the thing with Mason, Corey, my God, and Lydia in that classroom? You guys.
Oh my god.
She was trying to force a premonition.
First of all,
But why starting that fire? Where did that come from?
first
Did
of
I
all,
miss that in another season?
but she tried to start a fire. Oh, that's her
She was staring at fire to try and start a premonition.
That's her meditation thing. Because remember when she, last season, she lit the candle or whatever, and then Malia tried to read the chant, and then Malia can't read good, so then Scott had to read it.
Yeah.
It's
That's right.
some they stole from somebody. But he said, and then Corey was like, Lux. And I was like, you are in high school and you don't know what Roman numerals are? Boo? Really? And then she's like, I'm going to go to the place of my first premonition without you. Did we see where she went? Because was where she went the hallway?
Yeah, like she went to the lockers.
And then, did she go 68 steps or did she go to the 68th locker?
Sorry, had like a... What's that called?
Jersey.
Jersey.
No.
She did the 68 steps. No, not yet. She did 68 steps and then stopped at the locker that took her to and then realized the locker numbers were there and she went to locker 68. So she did both.
You guys, that locker had a bright red lock on it. It was the only lock in that column that had a bright red lock. And she's like, no, nothing suspicious. I was like, I hate you so bad.
Empty locker instead.
And then went to an empty locker and was like, huh. And I'm like, I hate everything about this. Oh my God. Okay, so I love that 6/13 was on the 13th. Next week is the VMAs, I think, right? Or is it the 27th? VMAs are the 27th because the 20th is going to be the back-to-back episodes. So 6/14, 6/15 are on the 20th.
Oh, that's bad.
2 hours of that nonsense. Whew, I can't.
They're really trying to burn it that fast, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They said, let's get
They said, you
on
are
Sunday.
You are done on August 1st. We are closing this chapter. Bye-bye. And then on the 6/17 will be on the 3rd. I don't know if I'll watch that one yet or not. 6/10 is going to be 618. I don't care about 618. It's just going to be filler. But 619 is on the 17th. And that may be a special podcast. But I may also be downtown looking at some stars. So I'll get back to y'all about that a little bit later. And, yeah, go ahead.
Well, it just...
Yeah.
I feel kind of bad for Cody St. New. Like, he was kind of played like a bitch for just coming back for this really insignificant...
Oh, no. Cody is fine. Cody is nice and good and happy.
I know, but
Cody is paying his fines from not giving up services. He got that money to go to that party, and then he saw that dude and was like, you look like you got an Usher leaky dick. I'm not doing it. And so then the dude tried to sue him, and, he had to get caught up in that battle. He got to pay his lawyers. He is happy. He is getting this much exposure. He is just fine. Because that dude looks
I'm pretty sure they're paying them in Dave & Buster's gift cards now, though.
They are paying that boy in the finest of meth. And he is gobbling it up. And it's so funny because they're trying so hard to be like, this season is so scary and so bloody. And I'm like, just because you have all of this bloody, like, that doesn't make it interesting. And it doesn't make it scary. Because how did he die? He got ran over by a car. How is he dead?
He was already weakened, I guess, but her whack-ass got hit by a car, too. We assumed they didn't film any of it because they couldn't afford it.
Right.
Also, they just stopped in the middle of the road. They could have moved. They literally stopped.
Girl, Not only did they stop in the middle of the road, they ran to the middle of the road instead of running the other way into the forest where wolves live. I'm like, what is going on? That whole thing was frustrating because then I thought that they were going to be Argent's people there to kind of get them, but then he was like, you planned for this to happen. You planned for these random people to show up and stare at these kids?
I don't care if somebody has a little glove with some claws on. If they just got hit by a car, I'm going after the motherfucker who hit them with the car.
Right.
That's the person I'm going to be mad at.
And he's just standing there. He's like, yeah, I did this. Muse Avenue. And I'm just like, what is happening? And then they kept doing this whole thing about, I can't take your pain. I can't take your pain. I'm like, you guys, taking pain is not the same as healing. Those are two different things.
They made a whole point about that.
Yeah. But they did.
But do it for Scott. All of a sudden he was like, I'm better.
And that's the problem because I'm like, if you can't feel the pain, but like if your leg is broken, then your leg is broken. If you can't feel the pain and you're running around on it, all you're doing is further breaking your leg. It's not like you're not actually healing or getting better.
Yeah, the pain's telling you stop being an idiot.
Exactly. And then I'm like, Heffa, you're a whatever you're supposed to be. I don't know if you're officially a werewolf now, if you graduated from were-coyote to werewolf or whatever. But I'm like, just pick him up and carry him. But of course, you can't have that for the true alpha, so whatever. That whole thing about the Styles thing, I knew that they were going to do that. I was talking to someone, it might have been you, Amanda. I was talking to someone, I was like, I know that this is going to be, because Meg, I think it was Meg for Pure Fandom, put out the article, and they were like, no, Scalia
has something that you've been concerned about their relationship.
And I'm like...
You knew it wasn't going to be Kira. They weren't going to bring her up again.
And that's what it is. Is that we have not heard... Scott, you're still dating her. Y'all have not broken up.
Why is the issue like what Styles is going to think? He doesn't care. They're broken up. They've been long broken up. But the girl that Scott's still dating shouldn't be addressed. Like, you shouldn't bring her up at all.
Yeah. And not only that, but she's out there fighting What are they called?
Skinwalkers.
Skinwalkers.
Is that it? Am I making that up? Oh.
Yep, Skinwalkers for y'all. And she came back and saved y'all, and then you act like she just gone. Isn't Satomi dead? Didn't Satomi die?
No.
Where
I
is she?
think so.
Well, now she doing the smart thing. I ain't
I think
mad.
she's dead.
I ain't mad. She's doing the smart thing and staying away. And how many times, LaFay and Furs, that's exactly what I said. I said, say Styles more. We should have called Styles. And then every time she says it with that weird, like, 2-syllable pronunciation. And I'm like, girl, it's just, it sounds so ugly in your mouth. And her constipated look. She had one line that I was like, why can't it be more of this? When he was like, I need to. And she's like, you need to shut up. And I was like, okay, you got me with that one. That made me laugh. But other than that, she can kick rocks. They are not in this season, Jewish Sarah. I swear, if they show up, I'm going to punch someone in the face. And you know they will, but I'm still punch someone in the face.
I would be so happy if Mama Yuki came in and saved the day.
Oh my God.
She was the only good thing about that. I mean,
no, because they even tried to ruin Mama
sense,
Yuki. Remember season 5? They tried to ruin Mama Yuki. And Mama Yuki is hiding all these secrets and all this nonsense. What's in your hand? Oh, Hecklin. I've always wondered, first of all, LOL at this little kid throwing up a gang sign in this picture of Hecklin and Posey. But, oh my God, you guys, this picture. Tyler Hecklin does not care about Teen Wolf. I just posted this picture in the chat. Look at this face.
He's such a troll. He literally looks like the troll.
Yeah.
He has this look like, it's that look between like, I'm doing this, I know, I'm 30, I know, but they're paying me. They're paying me so much money, you guys. Just let me have this, let me do this, you guys. Oh
what is Kobe even doing? Yeah.
I cannot deal.
Did they try to smell him? I don't understand.
There's so much going on with this. Oh, does anyone know what their banter was supposed to be?
I saw like a quick clip. I didn't see the whole thing. It was like super stupid. It was supposed to be the cue card said like Tyler from Teen Wolf, and then said the lines. They both kept trying to say the line because they're both Tyler from Teen Wolf. Like that was the whole skit.
Wow.
Yeah, super good.
Yeah.
So funny.
And that's got to be so bad for Heck. I'm like, Tyler from Everybody Wants Some. Tyler from Supergirl. Tyler from anything else.
Yeah.
But Teen Wolf. Oh my God. That picture is fantastic. I'm going to reblog it. Because he just has this hostage look on his face. Oh, this is what's killing me about these pictures. We need to see Tyler Posey's shoes.
They don't match at all.
Y'all, Tyler Posey has never been this tall in his entire life.
That's right.
Maybe use a crane to get him up there near Hecklin.
Because Hecklin is good 6 feet. He is 6 feet tall. There is no way that Posey, there's got to be a step somewhere here that Posey is standing on. And they were like, Tyler, do some squats. Do some squats real quick. Leave it alone. Oh, yeah, that's getting the reblog.
Ew. The first thing that comes up is a picture of Bella Thorne with him.
Yes, I saw that mess. And then Posey has this look like, I hate this hoe. I hate her so much. Please don't make me take a picture with her. And I'm like, and Posey, we would be so sympathetic for you if you weren't such a douche. Messy. Clever TV wrote a thing. They said facial hair expectations versus reality summed up in one picture. And it has a picture of Posey and then a picture of Hecklin. Rude.
I will say this. facial abomination aside, facial hair, whatever situation, he looks better than I thought he would.
Yes. And that's exactly what I said. Because I was like, I actually don't mind the porn stash. But this is the thing I've always said about Posey. And this is the thing that I've always...
I thought he'd be like a drunk, bloated mess.
But Posey doesn't do that. And so that's when you know when Posey is doing it, that he's putting on a con. Because Posey has always known how to clean up for the carpet. And so when you see him looking a hot mess, he's doing that on purpose. Especially when he's real grungy or frumpy. And I'm just like, that, and again, this is why I'm just like...
It's even worse.
Yeah, he's been a lot worse. That fake award show banter between Heck and Posey was so weird because the whole joke was that Posey that forgot that Heck was ever on Teen Wolf. Huh. I bet Posey wishes that every day, but then they just left it there. Like Hecklin says he was on Teen Wolf, not currently, and there's no mention of him being on the show in the future. Why not get a little tease of Derek's return? So weird to me. That would be giving him way too much attention. And they're there for Posey. Because they were there for Posey. But that's a really interesting angle. I'll have to look at it at some point. But I probably will.
Yeah, and the clip, like, they're both trying to say the line at the same time. And then Posey is like, it says Tyler from Teen Wolf. And Hecklin's like, yeah, I was on Teen Wolf with you. Like, he has to, like, remind him. I don't know.
It would have been better if he was like, yeah, my name is also Tyler. I know you've always called me Hecklin, but or something
else. No. They played it the other way.
That's gross.
You guys, we should be Hollywood writers. That's all there is to it.
I would love to write a TV show with you guys.
Oh my god, that'd be so much fun. And it'd be so good. This hug, so awkward. Is Heck planning to kill Posey? There's something so evil about that smile.
That smile is, this is the last time I have to involuntarily see this person ever again.
You know what? No, you know what it is, Ethan? Oh my god. So, you know my favorite thing ever, my most recent favorite thing ever is Boys and Toys. I will never stop with Boys and Toys. Boys and Toys is everything. And the reason it's everything is because right after he says it, you can see in his eyes, he knows he messed up. He knows he messed up. But it felt so good. He's just like, ooh, oh my, ooh, Boys and Toys, ooh, you know, and it was just like, and he's like, I'm not taking it back. I'm just gonna live in this moment because this is as good as it gets. And that's what I feel like this smile is, where he's like, this is the last time I will ever have to do this. This is as good as it gets.
Boys and Toys.
He's like, I'm getting paid.
I want to de-age to being a fetus, go all the way back up, go through school, high school, and then finally, for my senior quote, just put Boys and Toys. And just do the exact same face for my senior picture. I need it. I need to do it. That's it. That's all I need in life. Because when I thought it was a joke. Like, when I saw the GIF, I was like, oh, someone made that up, right?
Oh
like,
my god.
They were just, like, joking. And then it was real.
He was so serious.
He was actually there.
This is the thing that drives me crazy about Hecklin, because he gets like this. He's like, yeah, hitting each other's butts, playing around with balls. I love it. And we're just like, okay, Hecklin. He's like, I love it. We're like, oh, okay, we understand. We hear you, babe. We hear you. He's just like,
we're giving you an out here.
We're giving you an out. And he's like, I don't want it.
And I were talking about, we were like, how he's the most accidentally gay person ever.
He
Like, it doesn't even matter if he's gay or not. He's just accidentally gay.
Exactly. He's one of those guys that, like, it's like the whole, like, chunky rings and, like, because even after Boys and Toys, like, I would expect, like, a snap and a twist, you know, and a Z formation. Just something. He's like, that's just me. That's just me. And I'm just like, I love you. Why do you do this to me? So, I love it so much. Ooh, Bashful said that one of the, pictures with Bella shows the shoes that Posey was wearing.
Hasn't Bella been through, like,
they didn't look
guys in Posey?
Yeah, I think that was the one I sent you.
And women. She's bisexual.
Oh, that's true, yeah. She's sent a couple of those, too. I forgot about that.
There's some lifts in there, and then he probably has a lift on the inside, too.
And the inside, yeah. We can't see where all the real work is happening.
How is she even comfortable? That doesn't even look comfortable to wear. She
probably is gacked out of her mind, can't even feel shit.
This is true. This is 100% true. To clarify, accidentally gay, like, he knows he gay. But no, I feel like when we say accidentally gay,
like, for it to come out in this manner.
Exactly. Like, it's just oozing from his pores. It's just nothing he can do is going to come off straight.
Yeah, exactly. If he had a choice for how he exuded his gayness, it wouldn't be in Boys and Toys and spanking each other's butts.
He says those things, and, like, they're so gay. And it's like, he clearly just does not realize the gayness. Like, doesn't see it.
I think with this one, he definitely did, but only, like it, in the moment for sure, but, like, the slapping the butts one, like, just whoosh.
Yeah, the slapping the butts went completely over his head. Yeah, Boys and Toys, he knew. Boys and Toys, he was like, oh, crap, dang it, what have I done? But I love it. But I love it. But
then he remembers, he's like, it's 2017, and you have politicians going out and just bald-faced lying to everyone right in front of their faces over some real provable shit, so he can do whatever he wants.
Basically.
Troll face, go on.
It's so funny because when you see guys like that are just so clueless, I'm like, if you're excusing this away as being completely heterosexual behavior, what else are you excusing away? You know, like, was that late night circle jerk with the boys that was just, you know, boys being boys with their toys.
Okay. Like, there is certainly something to be said for experimentation.
Right.
I feel like Hecklin is I can't even say it. Like, he's just not, he's the one that, like, mid-40s has a wife, 2 kids, house.
Exactly.
And wakes up in the middle of the night and is like, shit. Like, that's when it hits him. That's when it hits him.
Exactly.
Because everything leading up to that was the circle jerk, everything else, nothing, it didn't hit him. And then way after the fact, he's like, dear God.
One night, he ran out of batteries, didn't get his late night release like he usually gives himself when the wifey is out of town, and then he woke up the next morning like, what have I done? What have we become? Oh my goodness. Oh, you are so stupid. So Cole the Wolf says, I'm hearing that they killed off that Vegas fight dude. Rude. Wasn't his character bisexual, the only bisexual on the show? That's some great representation, Jeff. Teen Wolf is so progressive.
That's right.
Yeah, he got, I did not mean to post this picture, but it's staying. Post this picture.
Is it the posing one?
Yep, but it's staying. Also, come get in this chat. Oh my goodness. Teen Wolf and Posey winning all these awards, but where are the viewers watching Riverdale?
Oh.
Hecklin's beard is getting... Someone described Hecklin as hipster, and I was like, when has Tyler Hecklin ever been a hipster?
No. God.
But, someone said... I put some kind of quote in. I can't remember what it was in regards to. Oh, people were talking about this new group of people that he hangs out with. And... I said my main thing about them is that they're annoying, but they're annoying in that way where they're providing answers for a question that we already knew the answer to. And that question is, just how white is Tyler Hecklin? And so I was like, we don't
Who are these people?
These Taylor Vickery, all the drunk ones where he's like drunk and singing, and there were some more videos that came out, Dan. I don't know if you saw them. They're on, check out Jess's page, all the Tyler talk. But I'm like, it's just a question I didn't answer to. So then, of course, all the 90s were like, let me tell you how white he is. And I'm like, no, I just said we don't need the answer to this question because we already have it. But then, and this happens every single time, first I got when are you going to add anti-Hecklin to your bio? And I was like, show me where I'm anti-Hecklin, and then we'll talk. Because y'all don't know how to...
You should have just said, like, a high-sodium diet isn't good for you, Nani.
Right, exactly. I was like, imagine the posts I don't post and just be happy. But then someone was like, they always try to do the thing where, well, we don't want them only dragging Hecklin, so let's involve Dylan in this too. And so they're like, oh yeah, and Dylan wears khakis. I'm like, no one is talking about Dylan. We already know he's the whitest boy in all of America. So, but still not as white as Tyler Hecklin. So it's just like, oh, Dan, and I was telling them earlier, that, with Hecklin's shirt that he had on, the first thing I saw was what I thought was a fist. And it was like a black fist. I know. So I was like, is Tyler Hecklin wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt? And then I was like, no, he's not. No, he's not.
See, I was going for fisting.
Yeah, Tyler Hecklin could he would.
He would be a double-handed fisting button.
But he would wear...
I could not believe what you just said.
He would wear...
I can see it. It's done.
But you guys, he would wear a fisting shirt and not know what it meant.
I know it, yes.
Exactly.
Talking about boys and toys. Colton gave me the shirt. I was watching this movie on Netflix. It's called Opening Night, and it has JC Chazé in it. And it's, I know! Exactly. Enough said. Moving on. No. One of the great things about it was he kept making all these NSYNC jokes. And so, he was like, Topher Grace was in it too. And so the main girl had like gone to his dressing room and he's like, did he tell you that God must have spent a little more time on you? And just all this other stuff. And then JC was like, all right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, bye, bye. And then he shut the door and he's like, bye, bye. And it was,
I would have loved it though.
It was super cute. It was so dumb, but it was super cute. And then, but what cracked me up is like at the end, he was like, I'm always going to be that guy who was known for being the other guy in that popular band. And, you know, and I was like, first of all, JC is amazing, but...
He was the second most popular.
Exactly.
He was my favorite.
Like, he is not the fat one, and he's, or like, you know, that's his name, Fatone, fat one. And then,
that is so unfortunate.
I know. And then the other one, and he's not Lance, so I'm like, you JC. But, I loved JC too. I was a Justin girl, but I was all about JC too. But I was just like, the reason I was thinking about him was the whole GCC nonsense. Jess, she found a picture in a car, Chase Crawford, Colton Haynes and Sebastian Stan with, I know!
Someone else and some other
guy, yeah, who was Twinklicious, with two of the most, like, they are our cousins girls that you could ever find. And we were just like, Sebastian Stan, you were GCC adjacent? So.
Oh, yeah. You didn't know that?
Oh, I don't know a lot about him. But yeah, in general, I was like, this picture is epic.
Him and, on the little bit of the older side, like, there was, like, so before there was, like, the GCC, there was, like, a previous one that I've sort of, like, seen pictures of, and Henry Cavill was a part of it.
Uh-huh.
So, I'm just, like, But yeah, so, yeah, wow, yeah, that's kind of crazy. Holy shit.
That thing runs.
I need to see that picture. Is it on all the Tyler Talk?
No. Not that, Jess. Can you find it, Dan?
Surely I saved it.
It's in the chat. Yeah. Dan was like, receipts. Cha-ching.
Saved it.
Ooh. So it says, this isn't really an ask, but I am even more disappointed in Jeff Davis than ever before with this season. Okay. I swear he had to have read at least one of the 2 fics I did. I can't remember the titles off the top of my head. From AO3, which had Gerard at the head of a fear campaign to turn people against werewolves. This makes me sick. Fanfic writers might not get paid. They might be using characters from the show, but their creativity, blood, sweat, and tears, that's theirs. Yeah, I wish he would just admit it. But then it would also be, like, he would actually be forced to actually care about the content. Because, that writer's going to be like, oh, they're using my idea. But there is a series called Where's, and Where's is an acronym. And one of their main things is that Gerard builds this army based on fear. And I didn't even think about it. So I'm glad that they brought that up. I do wish he'd admit it, but it would be...
Okay, it should have said.
Cool. Seeing people noticing now that Jeff is a big biphobe, homophobe, and I'm like, now you see? I mean, B Hills doesn't have the space for 2 bi characters. One had to die, of course. Who's the second bi character?
Heather, or not Heather? Did she die?
Who?
Did she also die? Wait, there was the girl.
Which
that
girl?
Styles talked to.
Yeah.
Oh! I just think that she's just not around. Caitlin.
Yes.
Who was former lesbian, and then she was like, I got to have that dick. And so now she's bi. Messy.
So, wait, with this picture, did Hecklin take the picture? Is he supposed to be in it?
Oh, no, Hecklin's not in it. I was just thinking about, it just made me think about GCC.
Oh, the whole crew.
Yeah, the whole crew,
Gotcha.
That would be hilarious.
That is a real deep V as well.
Yeah, that is.
That's a scoop.
It's a scoop.
Scoop neck.
Oh, here we go again. See, this also cracks me up. First of all, I got the Shelly Stan, where her username was Scalia is basically my OTP now, or something like that. And then she was like, I hear you, I haven't caught up on your blog and I haven't read anything, but I see that you don't like Shelly. Why? I said, girl, if you don't march yourself into an anti-Malia tag, and then also, why do you like her? Tell me. What do you see that I'm not seeing?
Girl power.
That's like going up... Okay, this is an extreme example, but that's like... It sounds like you have a problem with historical slavery. What's that about?
It's like, I got a whole... There's like a line. There's a list of... I ain't doing all this nonsense for you.
And then she responded to her own ask, and you were like... You just pretty much shut her down. She was like... can you tell me specific episodes that she did something in? Or if you can't remember episodes, like specific incidents.
And I was like, no.
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 There's a little tag you can go check.
I will not.
It's been talked about enough.
Exactly. I was like, I ain't reliving that mess. Someone says, so this 90 says, hello, I'm rather new to fandom and new to your blog also. I just want to ask about these past posts. What about Tyler Hoechlin messing up? What happened? And what does it have to do with the promo with Posey in it? Could you explain? Thank you so much. No. Nope. You're welcome. Like, don't come in here.
I should sign off.
Oh, you gotta go?
Yeah, I got my first day of work tomorrow.
Yay. Good luck.
Hey, thank you.
I'm excited
I'll
for you.
try.
All right, say goodnight, Ethan.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for having me on.
Oh, it's a pleasure. We'll harass you again soon. Oh my God. Someone said, how are people just now noticing that Jeffrey... Oh, we're not just now noticing. We're just equally noticing. We're not. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that happened in this episode. Oh, what was the thing about this thing not having DNA?
Oh, yeah, after they spent, like, forever trying to get a tissue sample, like that long, drawn-out thing.
Right.
That she could tell under a microscope.
Yes. Had no DNA, no nothing. It was just nothing.
But I'm like...
The typical Teen Wolf nonsense.
So it was just in the locker room. Nobody knows where it came from or what it is. And then they're experimenting.
And it's nothing.
And then find out it's nothing. See, that's so sloppy. And the problem is that they'll probably bring it up like, oh, that's what it was. But it's going to be like in episode 7 when no one remembers. Or cares.
Right? They always bring it up like way too late.
Yeah.
What about Gerard shading Scott when he said, try thinking strategically that Scott McCall's Achilles heel?
Wait, no, I didn't hear that. Say that again.
When he was talking to the guidance counselor lady and they were arguing about whatever, and he said, try thinking strategically that Scott McCall's Achilles heel. And then follows it up, like, after a pause with, like he thinks with his heart or something stupid. But basically called him, like...
Really dumb.
Like, Scott can't plan anything to save his life, so let's plan stuff ahead.
The problem is they're going to end up doing with Gerard what they did with Kate. Because Gerard had another line that was very good. And it was something about you can't... oh God, you're trying to kill a werewolf. We're trying to...
Oh, you're going to kill one werewolf. I'm trying to kill all of them. Something like that.
Yeah, and it was that there was something else that he said. Oh, wait, I almost had it. Because I did not end up live tweeting as much as I thought. If he knew all... Oh, wait, no, that was Malia. I said, if he knew all the things we were doing without him, and I was, like, banging in the shower, he'd kill us. And then Scott was like, he'll be fine.
I know. Scott just had not a lick of care.
No concern.
Which is fine, because it's like, leave Styles' name out of your mouth, but...
Exactly.
Rude.
Exactly. I did notice that Lydia's scribbles were trending way before anything Teen Wolf was trending. And I was just like...
That was because that's the giveaway.
Okay. Jeez Louise. They are trying it.
Well, they're trying to get their numbers up, their Twitter numbers up, and that's gonna...
Nightwatch Rebel on Twitter, she had said, listen, Lydia started MIT as a junior, but just skipped on registering for her classes. Because we were talking about something about Malia being in school and then supposedly graduating. And then she said, we are in hell and nothing makes sense. And I was like, that's literally the motto of Teen Wolf. Here, I'm trying... Oh, almost there. I was like, mind your business, Froy. Mind your business. Just mind your business.
What was that scene? Of course, it was a posy direction. The walking scene in the hallway. Why did he? First of all, why does he walk so weird? Like,
Sorry?
That scene that focused
I thought
on his
he was
feet as he was walking through
injured.
the hallway, and he was like walking really odd.
I thought that
And
he
it
was
focused on that the
It was
whole way
supposed
down the
to
hallway.
speak to his quirkiness and his multitude of mental issues, because that's how it would, be apparent.
exactly.
Probably what Posey thinks, as he directed that brilliant scene.
For real.
Yeah. He so we were
There's
talking
like really odd shots.
well, that's what we need to talk about. That's what he says. He said, don't ask yourself what a teenager would do. Ask yourself what an animal would do. And I was like, dang, Gerard. I was like, you don't care about these kids at all. But again, we really don't know how old these kids are, so who knows? Scott knows Styles is banging Derek, basically. But no, so there was a scene where Brett was hiding, and he was legit on a beam in the ceiling?
Yes. What was that? I was like, why? Why is that a thing?
And then they did the thing where the drop of blood was going to give him away, but then he catches it in his hand, and I'm like, come on, you guys. I'm like, hey,
I
this is...
slept through all that.
And there was literally
Be
a point
thankful you did. It was awful.
where Gerard looks... He doesn't look all the way up, but he looks just enough at an angle, and I'm like, Gerard, just put back your head. Like, how did you walk into this room and not look around? Including...
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Dan.
Is Gerard just straight up human now?
I guess.
I don't think they've explained that. I don't think they've addressed it at all. In typical teen fashion, let's just ignore everything.
Yeah.
What I don't understand...
Yeah, I don't think they're...
Yeah, what I don't understand is that Scott... There's too much disconnectedness for them, or rather, they're too connected for there to be so much disconnectedness. He's about to date your mom. They've been hanging out, Argent and Melissa. Scott should know that. So the first thing you do when you suspect Gerard is you call Argent and figure out what's going on. But in the next episode, we see Argent and Gerard talking, and he's like, oh, what should I tell Scott? And he's like, you tell him to run. If Argent knows that Gerard is putting together an army and not stopping him, that makes Argent suspect. If Argent doesn't know that Gerard's putting together an army and figures that out, then he needs to put down Gerard. There's just so much stuff that doesn't connect and doesn't make sense for who's supposed to be good in the show and who's supposed to be bad. And that's all.
Yeah.
That's agreed.
You know they won't. Someone said, I love how every time there's a new Teen Wolf episode, the American Assassin tweets another pic of Dylan O'Brien. Messy.
Right before it starts, too.
Yep.
Nice.
We do need to talk about, I guess we don't need to talk about it, but, these studios and their need for a sex scene is getting to the point where it is extremely troublesome. And not getting, I mean, it is already at that point. And I get what their hang-up is, but why don't they see how troublesome that is? And that's, I was like, I think that they don't realize how shook Stalia really had them. And this is one thing where, really, I am not a person that ever thought about Stadia from season 1. So I've never been that person who's been like, oh, I hope they eventually get together. And so, but I was like, And we told them, and we said, and we predicted 100%, as soon as y'all go canon, Jeff is going to do everything he can to mess it up. And by everything I can, I mean the absolute least, which is what he is doing.
Even their canon is just disappointing. I mean, they have the one, like...
There's no canon, yeah.
Really, I mean, first of all, the kiss that apparently started everything is that Panic Attack one, which is just gross.
Yeah.
And then their other kiss is, like, literally them just mashing faces.
Like, literally mashing. Like, she almost pokes out his eye. And then it's...
I accidentally saw a slow-mo of that kiss, and it is gross. It's like they're literally just, like, dragging their faces across each other. It's really disturbing. I really wish I had never seen it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no joke that Styles and Derek have had many more meaningful scenes on screen in canon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you know, we said...
And the thing is, like, we don't need a kiss to know that it's, like, that they have a better relationship. Like, studios need this validation.
That's a sign of... Exactly, and that's a sign of, like, a poor foundation.
Well,
because... validate it like that.
Because
they need validation from, like, Twitter polls. They were so shook after that one Twitter poll.
They were so
shook. Out hard.
They were so
and we just did it for fun.
And like days after, I was still getting replies like, "Well, you're not canon. We're Endgame." And I was like, "Oh, are you? Are you sure about that? Because we don't have the last episode yet." And
and also they rely so heavily on canon that like once the show's done, their ship's done. They're not creating anything. They're not making their own. Like they use that one.
They don't care
for everything.
For everything, but that's all they have. And that's the thing is that they want a sex scene because Stalia got a kissing scene and all this other alluded sex scenes, so they feel that they should get one up because they deserve it. And I was just like, they did such a disservice to your ship. We were talking about if you're going to steal Steric scenes, at least make them good. And we talked about when Lydia had gotten hit by the Canema by Tracy, how they stole the Steric scene of Styles going back and looking at her and giving the look. And it still wasn't the same because it wasn't anywhere near the same intensity, but whatever. But it was like, it was just this real thing. So I said, that's where you start new Stydia. You give us the story that Dylan had gotten over Lydia, gotten over his crazy crush, and then was like, okay, you know, I'm with this other girl, whatever, or I'm doing my own thing, and we're friends now, and da-da-da-da. And then once he saw her dying, that's what made him realize, oh yeah, you know, I do still have feelings, I do still love her, da-da-da-da. And then when Styles saved Lydia, that's when her feelings awaken. And she's just like, instead of when you kissed me, have it be when you saved me. When you saved me, you know, that's when it came together. I said, they took your canon in the show and you're letting them and then begging them for scraps. Yeah, for scraps that are impossible to get.
They're lashing out the wrong people, too.
Exactly.
Like,
but that's
why are they being like Jeff and the writers? Like, they're going to like Paul and Will and like, the show is done. Like, it's been filmed, it's been edited.
It is in the can.
Nothing you ask them is going to affect it. You're not going to get an extra scene. They're not going to be like, oh my god, we got so many tweets about a sex scene, we called everyone in and refilmed one.
Exactly.
It's not going to happen.
Exactly. And so I'm just like...
Like, Jeff's the one who screwed you over. Stop screaming at Steric because we don't care about leadership.
But that all
Jeff
these
doesn't
people...
care, and he's the one who wrote it that way.
All these people that pretend to love the canon and pretend to be invested in the canon have that same problem. Posey stands have that problem. Stydia stands have that problem. Anti-Styles stands have that problem. Where they can't yell at the show. So then they look at us and they're like, well, blah, 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 because we refuse to be in that position. You know, I'm like, I'm not going to be in a position where you make me look like an idiot every single week. You know, so I'm like, but I will be there laughing at you while you look like a hot mess. Messy.
And it's just getting worse because every episode that airs where there's no Stydia, they are just getting more and more desperate. and that pathetic phone call, well, not even phone call, voicemail, where he kind of made me miss her.
Mm-hmm.
They pretended like that was the sweetest thing ever, and then started lashing out when they like realized how little it was.
Oh, but not only did they pretend it was the sweetest thing ever, they completely rewrote that line, and they do it constant. So I actually saw one thing that was like, "Lydia, I missed you so much, and I love you, and I miss you," and I was like, "Y'all need to quit." But that was my favorite thing during the poll, when it was like, Lydia, Styles missed Lydia and can't wait to see her. And then I retweeted and I was like, kinda. They're fixing for you. We're so petty in that poll. That poll, Strand, was the best thing ever. It was so much fun.
It was so entertaining for like 2 days.
It was so entertaining, but then it was also so empowering to see Sterix come out the woodwork. And even that Maximum Pop UK poll, we got second place without even really trying. And
so casually.
Yeah. I didn't see any posts about that besides like the first one you made and then like nothing. And we still held second place.
And not just that, because at first
when it dropped from 10 to 11.
I loved it. They dropped from... I saw them at 9, so they had dropped all the way to 11, and I was like, ha. But then I also loved that, because originally I was like, oh, I'm not really going to get fed, put into this because I know studios are going to be crazy about it and yada, yada, yada. But originally, Larry had like 4,400 votes, and Steric only had like 2.6, and then when I looked again, it was like 3.3, and I was like, you better work, Sterix. Like, I don't know where y'all coming from in the UK, but thank you. I loved it. He looks healthy. Okay. Oh, Lord. About Posey's lifts. And they told Hecklin to wear them super flat Converse.
So can you just slouch a little while you're next to him?
Right. I was like, do a little micro crouch and micro squat. Micro squats. Was there any Stydia? Of course there wasn't any Stydia.
There's barely any Lydia.
And then here's the problem, is that they tried to erase Stelia. And Stydia is a thing, so why would Malia think that Styles would care about... I mean, outside of it just being normal human, hey, don't bang my best friend kind of thing, why would she think they would care? Because she doesn't have those social graces. Because he's ready to jump. He is ready to go. He's talking about us and let's quit playing games. And I'm like, what?
You're dying. It's not the correct time to have a conversation. I think they just needed they needed someone to say his name like 15 times in a row, just to remind people that he's on the show, kind of.
I guess.
Terrible friend.
I know! Terrible person. See, and this is the one time I didn't mind the beard as much, but it's still a hot mess. Sterix literally want to just see Steric at any frame if they want anything new at all. That is the interesting thing, is because, Stydia's cry endlessly for a sex scene, yet Sterics are perverted and fetishizing. Exactly.
Right? All we wanted was them in, like, the same room. We weren't asking for them to be, like, banging each other on screen. But the Stydias can beg for that, and that's not wrong. That's not creepy. That's not over the line. But we want them in the room together, and we're...
Well, that's what I said. Exactly. One thing that we'll do is we'll take what we're given and we'll spin it into gold every single time. And even with the little bit that we got, there are already FBI fix popping up and fix and all this art, and they're like,
you already included that girl he spit on is already like included.
Yes! Oh my God! She has a whole little side story on the blog. I love it. And then we got someone doing the Stan Chronicles from
Yes. I love that Fareed even included that in one of his reviews. When you're talking about how that girl's now like in sticks and stuff.
Yes. Oh my god. I need to. And then I also love like Sarah's reviews are just.
Oh my god. It takes me so long to get through them because I have to stop because I'm like laughing so hard.
I'm usually at work just scrolling and like the phone will ring and I'm like, no phone, shut up.
That first one, first one for 611 was
that's
amazing.
One.
That took me so long to get through.
That girl has a mind like a steel trap, and she remembers.
Right?
She was like, this was her jacket from this episode, and this was her. I was like, you better work, girl. And between her and I love Marty stopped her recap and just started talking about Game of Thrones. I was like, yes, Marty.
Oh my god.
But, there were, I was like, because I used to always say, I just want Daenerys' dragons to just run a train all over Beacon Hills and just take them all out. All out. Messy.
Why are they staying? Why are they putting up with, like, if the people are going to turn, fuck them.
Yeah. Basically. But again, what are you protecting them from? We don't know what the villain is. We don't know what we're fighting against. All of a sudden, there's just weird, like, dead wolves and spiders that may not be real spiders, and this evil kid who may not be evil, and freaking Freud Gutierrez, and Lord only knows. Oh, did he? Dylan won the Choice Sci-Fi Fantasy TV Actor for Teen Choice. Was it for Teen Wolf? Ugh. They knew he wasn't going to be there.
Whatever.
I was hoping it was for,
I thought it wasn't for Teen Wolf, but I'm probably wrong. I haven't really paid that much attention to it.
Well, if it was for TV, it had to be for Teen Wolf.
Well, exactly.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because I was hoping it was for Maze Runner. But, well. Anything but that. Oh, and Death Cure is about to get... Death Cure said it was getting a graphic novel as like a prequel, and I was like, so they mean the Scorch Trials? What are they talking about? Right. I do know that there's supposed to be a year time jump, so maybe it's filling in that year?
In between? I don't know.
I guess.
I didn't read the books.
Oh, no.
Are they talking about the books that came after the trilogy that are prequels?
No, it's this is a graphic novel, and it's set before the Death Cure.
Huh.
And I was like, they realized that there was already a sequel, right? I know.
It'll be one of those, like, little 5-page comic books in a Happy Meal.
I'm like, homie, I'm only seeing this for you. You best believe Dylan O'Brien. Although, it was so funny. This Nani tried to be so cute and be like, you guys act like there aren't other talented actors and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you act like you forgot how to stand. I was like, I want Dylan O'Brien in all the roles. I want him to be in roles he ain't even been in yet. Just all this. So it sounds like this whole tirade. I was like, don't ever come here talking about you act like there ain't other actors. There ain't other actors. It's Dylan O'Brien. Shut your mouth. Or it might be Brian O'Connor, evidently. There was an article with the interview with Sanaa. And it was like, oh, this new movie featuring Michael Keaton and Brian O'Connor. And I said, this is what I'm talking about, you guys.
Rude.
I know! I was like, when I say that Bay is at the beginning of his career, this is what I mean. Let him be at the beginning of his career. Let him be a hot mess now, and so that he can iron out those kinks and do what he needs to do when he's older. But what y'all all gonna stop doing is sending me SDCC pics. I didn't post them the first 15 times you sent them to me. I'm not gonna post them after. I am going to politely pretend that weekend didn't happen. And that's what we're gonna leave.
Pictures from there still?
They just keep sending pictures. And like when the one girl sent me pictures and she was like, oh, I see that you haven't posted these. I'm like, there's a reason. Stop sending me these pictures.
Like, I'm aware they exist. I'm trying to forget.
I just, because someone was like, because they had to bring Hecklin out to be with Posey because he missed the SDCC appearance since they had drug Bay out for SDCC, and I was like, but really, was he there? I was like, but was that Bay?
Yeah. He was. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why. So I'm just like, I said, I'm gonna chalk that up to new and hope that he learned whatever he needed to learn and had his little fun and said his goodbyes, and we're gonna keep it moving. Yeah, it's so boring. The episode was awful. I don't understand it. O'Brien Child 23.
Nothing happened.
Yeah, she's like very hella confusing, and I don't know how to feel about Hecklin's beard. Plus, the whole fake banner annoyed me because we already know Posey wishes Hecklin was never on Teen Wolf. Why joke about it? And that's what they do, and it's such a passive-aggressive thing.
So awkward.
It's so awkward, and I know their whole thing is like, oh, if we acknowledge it publicly, then, we're making a joke of it and haha, and they won't know how much I'm dying inside. And it's like, but we can see it on your face. You are dying inside and you hate every minute of this. Oh my God, Hecklin. I'm just looking at these pictures and I just know Hecklin is like, I'm 30. I'm 30.
Yeah. He's just like screaming. His eyes are just screaming.
They're screaming. Ugh, I just can't deal. Okay. That's enough of that. I'm gonna be like, alright. I think we are good. So the next wait, what? Someone says, okay, but during the skit Posey and Heck did, they had Posey forget that Heck was even on Teen Wolf. LOL. Heck turns in him and says, but I was on Teen Wolf too. We were roommates. And Posey pretends like he doesn't remember him, but says, okay, sure, I believe you. LMFAO. I just thought it was really shady. Did Heck write that?
I don't like this.
I know. I'm just like, it's just like, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
It's creepy. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Because
if anything, that would be Posey wrote
Think about it. But think about it. Somebody who really knows them has to have written that. Someone who knows enough about the situations and
it had to be
it's
Posey.
Gross. That's a shady ass move.
It had to be Posey. It had to be Posey.
Yeah, because that was like Posey being like, "Oh, I forgot you existed."
And the thing is,
piece of shit.
If Posey were on even Riverdale, if Posey were on Ozark, Kimmy Schmidt. If Posey were actually on Jane the Virgin and we had seen him, I could see him trying to be uppity. That's what this is. It's hubris. Yeah. But it's like passive-aggressive hubris. Where he's like, oh, you were on my show? Oh, I forgot that you were on my show. And when you match it with all those comments, yeah, Dan, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I hope it's worth it for the 6 more episodes of this bullshit
and
D-list show.
Good luck. Oh my God. Yeah. Yikes. Yikes. And on that note, thanks everyone.
Now that we're all thoroughly grossed out by that.
I know. Now we're all like, Dylan was only in 3 episodes and still won. That's still hilarious to me. Oh, and that was best Dylan. Actually, I am going to screen cap this and post the little picture because it's super funny. Was Dylan in 3 episodes? The first one, the last... Okay, and then he was in the episode that got the most ratings.
Yeah, he was in, like, the first, the last, and then the theater one.
605. Or, yes. Was it 605, I think? Hilarious.
Oh, no, when everyone actually got ratings.
Oh, my God. How do you schedule a Posey to be on another award at the exact same time as your show?
What? Oh, yeah. I know. And it was like, they were even on right in the beginning while Teen Wolf was on. Like, they weren't even on, like, later in the award show.
And then they got bumped for the VMAs. Because I said, why don't they just show 619 and 620 back to back?
Yeah, that would kind of make more sense.
That would make so much more sense. Make it a 2-part, 2-hour season finale. Or series finale. Yeah, and have it be like a big event and do all this other stuff. Why are you putting 2 other episodes together in the middle of the month? Like, what's the deal? Or rather, what's happening?
Get that thing out.
What's happening on October 1st that they couldn't afford the ad time? Because today, 40-Year-Old Virgin came on. And I was like, is there a movie coming out? I was like, what is this? Such a mess. I cannot deal. Oh,
I mean, I'm not going to complain because I'm glad they're not, like, pushing it back a week because of the VMAs, because I do not want an extra week of this.
Exactly.
I want it stretched out. I'm like, done by October 1st.
And I already put...
Band-Aid off.
Yes.
Ooh, no, honey, because we support Nate Uper. I think that's how you pronounce it. I never know. But it says, so I see Tyler Hecklin with that Love is Louder shirt nonsense at the awards. Given what happened in Virginia, I'd wish he actually would, I don't know, speak out. Ooh, child, no, you don't. This person does not remember the rest. I was like, no, baby, you don't want that.
I would rather he stays quiet.
Don't put it on, no.
You don't want that.
Let's not have him be an ambassador.
Can you imagine? I would have got that Michael Rappaport tweet, just spammed him with it, and be like, sit down. But it said, I can't even read the rest of this. No, babe, you are not being harsh. You are being truthful, but you know I can't post the rest of this. So we're going to leave that alone. Yeah. Someone said...
Watch him tweet something about many sides. No, okay. No,
he can't. He cannot, and he knows it. He knows it. He has to know it. He needs to leave it alone forever. He needs to never... The only thing he can ever do with his Twitter anymore is promo and TED Talks. And that's all we need from you. And Miguel Jr.'s. And that is it. That is
Well, he can do the occasional drunk back and forth with Tanner, because that every once in a while is entertaining.
Exactly. This is true. This is
That's
true.
it.
But they haven't even done that in a while. Ugh.
No.
Wow. Yeah. Woo. Small graces. I guess we have to be grateful for the small things. All right, I'm going to bed. Say good night, Amanda.
Good night, everybody.
Yay. Say good night, Dan.
Good night, everyone.
Woo! We might have an Angst Fic cast on Tuesday. So mark off your calendars. We have some special guests. Standing in a nice dress is going to come and explain herself. I told her, I said, you got some explaining to do. Chopping things off. They don't mean to be chopped off. I need to finish it, though. I haven't even caught up. You shut up, Ms. Zixie. This is why you stay in the corner.
That is like a long pull for that one.
Oh no, Amanda, that was even before you. That's a long, deep inside joke. And
like, I'm out.
I know, exactly. Good night. and then I think we're gonna try to get Sharwright 5 on. And so she did the Spark Me Up with the Derek and Scott are brothers, and Ooh, it is angst to the max. It's good times. So, all right. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye.